Hello everybody, I am the Inspector, and welcome back to another video. Now, I know I said that the last inspection I did, not the one with the imposter, okay? Not that one. But the one before that, I think I said something along the lines that that would be the last one that I would do for a while. And, I still think I'm going to keep to that. I don't think I plan to make inspections. I don't plan them to be as regular as they have been. I want to move towards newer, different content, a more varied kind of content on this channel. So, don't expect the inspections of edible material to be as large a part of this channel as it has been regularly. But I did decide to make an exception, and I felt like there was some there's an area of the frozen food arena that I haven't touched yet, because I've gone over Trader Joe's frozen meals, but I haven't looked at any other brands, and so I decided that I would do another inspection or two looking at some different ones. And of course, I think I got, I went to my local Safeway and I got, I believe, 6 different frozen meals, frozen TV dinners, mostly from one brand, Banquet, but I think there's 2 other brands in there, maybe, or maybe just one, but there's definitely at least one. There's one meal that isn't Banquet, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, I guess this is sort of this is a different brand that I'll be inspecting today, and I guess yeah. But again, both for my budget and my body's sake, I'm not going to make this as regular a thing as it's been this year. But I did decide I wanted to get in one or two more, so that's why. All in all, that's why this inspection is happening so soon, timeline-wise, to the last one. So, yeah, I hope whoever's watching is having a good day. If you like or dislike this video, be sure to like, dislike, share, subscribe, ring the bell, or whatever that is, and comment. Leave lots and lots of comments. I love feedback. And everyone who leaves me a comment, I will 100% stalk in real life. So that's just more that's just a bigger reason to comment. Because if you comment on this channel, I'm watching you. So choose your words wisely. You know, make your feedback count, because even your feedback is being inspected by my inspectorial skills. But yeah, I guess I'm a bit hungry, so I guess we'll get into it. I should say I did have a frozen meal yesterday from Safeway, and I was thinking about making an inspection on it, but I was just too hungry. And it was like a kid cuisine. It was like kid cuisine chicken nuggets. Not good. Probably like a 3 out of 10 meal. Would not recommend. Yeah. Between maybe more like 2.5, if I'm being honest. Yeah, like, you know, so just right off the bat, yesterday I had the kid cuisine chicken nuggets meal, and it was a solid 2.5 out of 10. But yeah, so nonetheless, let's get to the inspecting. Alright, so the first frozen meal from Safeway here is a Banquet Mega Bowl. Right off the bat, this says this has 16 grams of protein, which, you know, maybe that might be, you know, if you need, if you're in desperate need of 16 grams of protein, this might be something to check out. But it does contain milk, soy, and wheat ingredients, so, you know, maybe that may not be worth the risk. But, you know, I would say visually this is certainly an appetizing image. You got a nice, you know, the chicken here looks nice and crispy and fluffy, you know, with some, you know, melted cheese and mashed potatoes, corn, and, you know, I think parsley. You know, it all looks, and, you know, maybe some like honey glaze or something. It all looks quite appetizing, but, you know, never judge a book by its cover, so we'll see how that lives up. We'll see how the actual meal lives up to the image. But I think, you know, I'm just going to have to say, visually, you know, this is a good, like, you know, solid 8 out of 10 image. Especially, you know, contrasting with the red, black, and white. It definitely, you know, it's eye-catching. It's eye-catching, and, you know, it makes you think, you know, it's like, oh, you know, I mean, even on the, you get a fuller close-up of it here on the back. I think it's the same image. It's the same image, but it's zoomed out. But, you know, they make it look, you know, like a nice Applebee's restaurant meal. Which I'm sure I don't know if it'll live up to that image, but, you know, it's visually the package succeeds. This is definitely like I'll say a 9 out of 10 in the visual choices here. And we get a little description of the meal here. White meat chicken patties on mashed potatoes and corn, topped with home-style gravy and cheese. So, you know, And they're, they're definitely boasting about how this is white meat chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy sprinkled with corn and mozzarella cheese. So, will those ingredients that they are, so lavishly describing, I guess, will they actually be there in the taste and texture and smell? We'll see. But, this is definitely a 9 out of 10 in terms of just like catching your attention and, making you wonder, what, is this as good as they say? And I'll be heating this up in the microwave. So I will not be putting it in the oven, even though it might be better that way. I'm just a little too hungry for the oven option, but I think that, if this can't be, my motto is that if it's not good microwaved, then it's probably not good oven waved. So yeah. And they have a little blurb down here, for safety reasons, which is much appreciated. Yeah. And they have a number. And I'm just gonna get to it. It's sort of been a long day. Alright, well, I will say Frozen, the country fried chicken does not look nearly as appetizing, but we'll see how it looks. After it's done in the microwave. But the corn looks good. I think I can see the gravy, the parsley, and the mashed potatoes. And the cheese looks alright. So yeah, I guess I didn't expect the chicken patties to be so, I didn't expect them to look like chicken nuggets. Like this doesn't look like chicken nuggets. These look like, chicken meatballs or something. This looks more like chicken nuggets, Or, orange chicken. This looks more like orange chicken. Something of that nature. Fried chicken. Well, it's supposed to be fried chicken, but yeah. You know, what's the difference between fried chicken and chicken nuggets? Is chicken nuggets just a smaller, boneless version of fried chicken, or is it just a smaller version of boneless fried chicken? I think these are the questions, the true questions of our times. So yeah, I'll go microwave this up. It does require you to stir the potatoes halfway through the microwaving process. So, you know, we'll see. But I'm definitely stoked to delve into this Banquet Mega Bowl. Alright, see you all in a couple minutes. Alright, so I'm here with the fully heated, or I guess cooked, technically, Banquet country fried chicken bowl meal. And I think right off the bat I can decidedly say that the chicken nuggets, as that's basically what they are nowhere near you know, I think I can already tell they have nowhere near the amount of crispiness as seen on there. And I don't think, I think size-wise, they're also smaller. There's more of the, there's a lot more of the gravy and mashed potato in there. It's definitely very different, you know, comparing the two here. It's a little more like a soup of gravy and mashed potatoes with a few meaty chicken bits in there and some corn and very, you know, very limited specks of parsley. So I would definitely say this doesn't quite live up to the promotional image, but it doesn't smell bad. I definitely can smell the gravy in there. And you know, I guess it seems to be fairly warm, and you know, I'm a bit cold at this moment, so you know, I can definitely see the cheese. Almost looks like sour cream the way it melted into the gravy there. Yeah, I guess visually this is not the most appetizing, but smell-wise, it definitely smells of something savory that maybe resembles one of the promised food categories here. So I think, you know, my spirits remain strong going into this. I have great expectations. So, yeah, let's inspect this meal. So, I'm not gonna mix the two together just yet, the gravy and the mashed potato. I'm gonna get a fried chicken patty here first, and yeah, definitely. I think because the ingredients here in this bowl aren't separate, you know, I think that this ends up a lot more mushy it looks than uh, what one would kind of hope for. There's definitely the I guess the glaze is in as seen on the package is more like the melted cheese, and I mean there's definitely a good amount of it there, so you know we'll see how that is. But yeah, it definitely smells like chicken, I think. Well, that is very rubbery. The chicken on the inside is very tough, and then the breading on the outside is just some kind of salty mush. Not a great first bite, but let me take another one. Well, it's not the best, but you know, um, yeah, that's not really what I personally would want from a fried chicken patty, but it definitely tastes like a patty. I mean, yeah, the chicken is definitely in there and with the slop, but yeah, it's a bit disappointing just on its own. There's kind of a flavor, but the chicken is like the outside is so it's like the outside is like this cushion of just like a yeah, just like a salty breading mush, and then the inside is like this tough white. It's definitely white chicken, but it's kind of dry almost. Um, yeah, not the best. Let's try the mashed potatoes here that I had to stir halfway through. Um, I mean, this doesn't look terrible. That's weird. Well, the mashed potato definitely has more flavor than the chicken, country fried chicken patty. But these mashed potatoes, um, on their own, it's weird. Very artificial. This honestly tastes like if an AI had to recreate what mashed potatoes taste like. Like it's sort of like mashed potatoes, but it's almost more like a paste. And you kind of have the mashed potato flavor in there, but it's really just like this paste that wants you to think that it's mashed potatoes, but it's not really mashed potatoes. It's just like a it's just like a slop. Maybe like very burnt mashed potatoes. Not the best. Let me try this gravy here. Okay. Besides the corn, which, you know, is just regular corn and tastes good, the gravy isn't actually that bad. It's actually got some what tastes like some real flavor to it. I don't know if there's like some pepper in there or something, but it's a little bit better. It does still have a little bit of an artificial tang to it, but there's a better breadth of texture there, I think. Yeah. And the cheese blend, the cheese blend, I'm not really getting. I guess here's the cheese blend. Yeah, that's not great. It's like cafeteria pizza cheese that they just randomly threw into this bowl meal. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have a bit of the mashed potato here with a bit of the gravy and see if that helps at all. Okay. Well, the very peppery gravy. It might just be the pepper, but there's something more savory about the gravy, and that's able to mask the mashed potatoes. So, if you have the misfortune of buying this meal, just make sure that with every bite you're getting in the gravy. Yeah, those mashed potatoes are kind of nasty. Um, and I think this mega bowl was like $5. Um, this tastes like sad Thanksgiving leftovers that have been around for like 6 months or something. If even that. Um, I guess I'll try this with this sad patty with a bit of the the, the thing, the slop that is supposedly mashed potatoes. The chicken patty actually has to be the worst part of it. That's just terrible. That is just like eating rubber, like just like this rubbery chicken nugget. It's just bad. At least the mashed potatoes has like the texture sort of the texture. I mean, everything's trying to mimic its flavor to a certain extent. Of the gravy does the best job. The mashed potatoes does an okay job, and the chicken nugget doesn't do a very good job. But texture-wise, at least, you know, with the gravy and the mashed potatoes, you know, it does sort of resemble gravy and mashed potatoes, but those chicken patties are just terrible. And they do not at all resemble, you know, that. Like this, you know, this is not what I was promised on the packaging. So this is definitely not living up to its advertising. Yeah, the gravy definitely helps soften the blow of this very sad meal. But this is not good. This is honestly, I think this is bad enough. This is making me almost reconsider my harsh thoughts about that 4-cheese mac and cheese that I had at Trader Joe's, or any of the Trader Joe's meals for that matter, because even the worst of those still had more more going on for them. Yeah, this is not. I will have to say my inspection is. This is a bad one. This might be one of the worst. The worst meals the inspector has had to inspect. And that is, it's just not the best. I mean, just look at that. Like, what's going on there? What is this really? I look at the ingredients here. What they say is the ingredients. Rehydrated potato flakes and granules? What? Okay, there's margarine. Yeah, xanthan gum, guar gum flavoring. So, it sounds like to me they took like dried flakes. They took like rehydrated potato flakes. So they took like they like scraped off the man. I can't even put to words the horrifying image I'm seeing now of the creation of these. Yeah, I can definitely taste it. I guess there's kind of a sour cream flavor in there, but it's so plasticky. Yeah, just you can get you could get like almost well you know if you wanna have chicken a chicken meal that's you know go to McDonald's and you can probably get something cheaper than this $5 thing here. Look at this. This is all just breading. This is all just breading off of one of the nuggets here. And it's just like it's like a peppery slosh. I'm gonna try to take off all the breading off of a nugget and see how that is. Oh, that looks disgusting. That actually looks so sad. Oh, fell onto the laptop. It attacked. But yeah, you can probably, if you go back into the video and pause it, you'll see what I'm saying. That's not good. I mean, it's definitely a little bit of chicken, but it's like the exact opposite of like Costco chicken or something. Where it's like, okay, you know, like this, you can taste the life that used to be in this. You can taste the soul of the chicken. You can't taste the soul of this chicken. This chicken's soul is gone, and there's no life left to taste in this chicken. I don't know what they did differently with, you know, getting this chicken to where it is here versus, you know, what the Costco people did for the Costco chicken. But it's gotta be something different. Breaded chicken breast patties with rib meat. What? This might be the most terrifying thing I've ever eaten. You know, you could, you know what I will say. You know, if it's Halloween and you're in the spooky mood, you're like, I need to eat something really scary, you know, really gross for the occasion. You know. Yeah. I'm just, all my taste buds are honing in on that savory pepper in the gravy, which is kind of just gotten washed over everything. Because the pepper's good. Pepper's always good. You can't mess up pepper, and I guess that's the moral here. You know, you can mess up practically everything else, except maybe corn. But you can't mess up pepper. Because honestly, the corn and pepper are literally like the only two good things about this meal, if I'm going to be honest. Not even the gravy wouldn't be anything without the pepper. Alright, I finished off the last rubbery piece of chicken. Oh. Alright. Oh, it's like... Oh. It leaves like this weird... This tastes like what an AI-generated meal... One might imagine an AI-generated meal tastes like this. This is just terrible. And not worth $5. I can say that much. So, yeah. Why am I... Gosh. I don't know why, the Banquet Mega Bowl, country fried chicken, gets a... This gets a 1 out of 10. This meal, the only redeeming factors of this meal is the pepper and the corn. Everything else is just gross, AI-generated slop. Yeah, if you want to taste... If you want to have a meal that's the taste equivalent of AI slop, this is it. Yeah, that is kind of wretched. Okay. I think I'm done here. This definitely does not put me in a good mood. My expectations for the next 4 or 5 banquet meals are not high. But this is, I think, enough for my palate right now. I don't think I can take another one of these for tonight. So, yeah. Yeah, the Banquet Mega Bowl country fried chicken gets a 1 out of 10. And, yeah, that's it. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams, and see you all in the next one. Peace.